Okay, you know, it's vintage challenge time. And today we're going to play some Oath of Druids. I feel like a bit of a change. I played mono white last week to a 3-3 finish. This week we're going to play some Oath. I've got an Oath list with a show and tell Oath, but I've foregone the Tinker package. So no top, no house, no Tinker. No Sphinxes anywhere in the 75. And we're going to play 2 Ponders, and I've got 3 Lorians over here, which I think allows me to play a Wasteland in addition to everything else. And I've got just 2 Fetches, 2 Besagus, 4 Orchards. I think pretty standard stuff. We've got a nice permission package here with Spell Pierce, Fluster, Misstep, and then 4 Forces and a Negation to go on top of it. I'm playing 1 Vigor. I can't decide if that 1 Vigor is supposed to be a 4th Oko. But you know, we'll find out, I guess. And then after that, it's the traditional Oath package where we're hitting Atraxas pre-board, and then post-board we've got 2 emissaries for the what's it called? The Bazaar matchups. This possibly comes in against shops as well, right? If you just name this on creatures and shops, then they probably lose as well, unless they can waste and tabernacle you into the ground. So Leyline Tab and Sarah's emissary. And I've got a Dismember and a Flusterstorm for, well, I've got a Flusterstorm as 1 more piece of permission. I've got Dismember and 2 Long Goodbyes, which can be our Containment Priest answers mostly. That's the big thing that we are going to care about. Long Goodbye, if you don't know, it's a new one from Karlov Mana, and that is destroy target creature or planeswalker with mana value 3 or less for 2 mana, and it can't be countered. So it's an uncountable answer to Containment Priest, which means we can set it up quite nicely, right? With Oath, we play Oath, they play Priest, trigger on the stack, we Long Goodbye their thing, they can't fight back, we get an Atraxa. So pretty reasonable, I think, over the traditional 2 to 3 Dismembers in that slot. And then I've got triple Null Rod and a Vigor as well, because I think this deck's poorer matchups are the combo ones traditionally. I don't know if that still stands up in this day and age, but typically you've diluted your deck with, you know, let's say 8 to 12 cards here, whereas it's 13, right? Oath, Atraxa, Flash, 4 Show and Tell, there's nonsense here. Which could be permission or card draw or other ways of gaining an advantage, or not gaining an advantage, not dying, basically. So yeah, so that's our deck. We're going to play it in the challenge and we'll see how we do. Okay, round 1, vintage challenge time. We're playing Oath of Druids and we're up against Andrea94 for this first round. Last time out they played some mono white. If this wasn't a Besagi, this hand would be exceptionally dope, but it's a Besagi, so I think I'm going to ship it. On the play, I think this is just far too weak. So let's give that a mulligan. What have we got? Lotus, Ancestral. Yeah, this looks great. I'll keep this. I imagine I just bottom the show or something. Bottom the show or bottom the brainstorm. I'll bottom the show and tell. Yeah. And then opponent's got 7 cards in hand. No Chancellor trigger, which obviously they might not have, but that's just what they played last time. So let's crack this for blue and Ancestral ourselves. And then let's go and find out what they're doing. And then 7 revealed cards. Okay. So we're up against Bazaar. They've got a trap in hand. 1 Bazaar, 1 Lizard, 1 Vengevine. Nothing really else going on. So what if I brainstorm? I have enabled trap. So I could brainstorm. Or I can just play Oath and then force the trap. That's probably better, isn't it? Because then what I can draw, I can fight a Vigor, and then they're really in the ground and really struggling. So let's... I can't fight a Vigor if I'm fighting the trap, right? I think I might just brainstorm, actually. Let's have a look. They might trap it, and if they do, they do. We'll resolve our oath. Yes, they trap that. Okay. And then we'll just play an Oath of Druids. I don't know if I'm supposed to play the Oath here, but I don't have the black mana for DT. So, yeah. And now I don't have the blue card though. But then I still wouldn't have the blue card and I'd be down a Force of Will if I'd played Oath to fight with. Or I could have just played Trop and passed. Okay, they're playing a Wasteland instead of a Bazaar. Does that mean they drew Vigor off the top? Nope. I am going to ponder. I know I'm kind of playing with fire here, but that's fantastic news for us. So let's put the Sapphire back, then the Orchard, then a Mystical. I don't feel like shuffling my library. I've now got Force Blue card, and it's their turn too. They're going to Bazaar this turn. I can... What can I do? I could just... Well, I'm drawing the Orchard, right? So I can fight over a... So they discard Powder Master Vengevine. I've got the thingy covered, the Vigor covered at the moment. I could just strip them anyway, but I think casting this and then casting DT seems great. And I can probably just DT for another Oath in case they somehow win this fight. Is there any way they can win this fight from here? Oh. Okay, I guess I won't DT then. So that was negation, pitching, trap. And now they've got a creature, and now we're going to resolve an Oath of Druids trigger. So they now need to 18 us from this spot, which looks really hard. Okay, sorry if there was an alarm going on there. There's something going on down my road. But, yeah, they're going to bring back a Lizard. Or bring back a Vengevine. We're going to take 5 going to 13, and then we'll have an Atraxa, and then we'll Wasteland them, and the game will essentially end. Oh, 2 Vengevines, okay. So we'll take 9. I mean, the game's still going to be over. I'm going to get an Atraxa trigger. You waste my Forbidden Orchard, that's fine. A hollow one. So, are they getting to the point now where I'm actually concerned about this? I really can't do anything about that, right? So they hollow, so I take 9, I go to 9. I block, I go to 16. Yeah, so maybe I'm supposed to fight this. Okay. They can't beat the Atraxa. They've got 2 cards in hand. My trigger's going to go. I don't take 9 down to 9, I take it down to 8, but who cares. Let's target you. Make sure we click yes, I would love to use its ability. Didn't mill Time Walk. That was what I was thinking, was it better? I hit Time Walk anyway, so who cares. So Jet, Oko, Time Walk, Underground Sea, Atraxa. That all seems great. We'll draw a card for the turn. I'll cast a Jet. I'll cast a Time Walk. And now I'll strip mine you. And they've conceded. Very nice start. And now we get in 2 Emissaries, 1 Tabernacle, and 4 Leyline of the Voids. And then consider a Flusterstorm. What don't we like? Maybe Ponder's a bit dirtly. All our lands are great. Force Negation has no text. Misstep's quite questionable, right? What does it hit? Nothing. It's Noxious Revival, but I think that's something that's fine to kind of dismiss for now. Vigor I don't think is important. Mystical could be a bit loose, but maybe I just want to be like kind of broken. The Okos seem slow, so maybe I can trim down to 1 or 2. Flusterstorm, I do like Flusterstorm against Squee just because it's so good at defending everything because they can't fight it very well. I'm going to drop a Lorien and I'm going to drop a Mystical. Mystical or Spell Pierce? Mystical or Fluster? I'm going to drop a Spell Pierce. I guess there's an argument where I can drop a Fatty, but I think this is fine. I have closed my window, so hopefully less alarm sounds coming through to you. Yeah, Oath of Druids, what fun. Okay, this is a question, isn't it? I've got turn 1 Strip Mine, turn 2 Oath, or turn 1 Oath. I think it depends on how far they go. Did they keep that? Show game log, mulligans to 6. Ugh, I don't know. So they can just die to a Strip Mine. I don't know. I'm going to keep this against any better judgment. Mulligans to 5. 5 on the play is great because they're going to be pretty low on resources. Let's see how far they go. I don't know if this is ever a keep, but I've got the Strip Mine. Let's see what they pitch. Vengevine, Poxwalker's Force of Vigor. That's a show and tell. Okay, I like that, so I'm going to strip them. And then pass the turn, get straight through to their main phase. They've got a second Bazaar. And then they're going to be on 2 cards. And they've found 1 lizard. That gives them a Poxwalkers. Did they find a hollow one as well? No. They've got 2 cards. So let's cast a Mana Crypt. Play an island. And we'll cast Show and Tell. I don't know if this is good, but this is the way we're going about it. Okay, just got through. Cool, I've got an Oath. Have you got 2 cards? No, you've got Strip Mine. Oh, you put Strip Mine as play on upkeep. So they get yeah, cool. The reason I sequenced that was just so that I can play around a Force of Will, right? It means I'd have 2 payoffs. So if the Show and Tell gets countered, then next turn I've got Oath. Maybe it's really bad, but it makes sense in my head. They've got an Archive Trap in their deck. That's really weird. Why is that there? So I take 4 going down to 16 and then I resolve an Oath. I go down to 13. I'd love to use Oath's ability. Name creature. So if they've got Snapback in their deck, then congratulations. So Forbidden Orchard. And then, I don't know why I played Forbidden Orchard, that was really weird. Choose card. You and creatures you control have protection from the chosen type. Well, I don't want to block anyway, right? Because I want to get another Oath trigger. I might name Artifact. Or maybe I should name Instant just in case they have a Snapback. Caracas. Cool. They tapped that. What? It's not a legend. So I'll oath them. And then if we hit an emissary, we can just name land. Oh, we hit an Atraxa. Never mind. Okay, Atraxa goes back, that's fine. I think the trigger's the important part here. So what should we do? We can DT, Jet, Leyline, Fluster, Tropical. That seems good. And then what's the game plan here? DT for... I have got to resolve this. Tails. Lost the flip again. Down to 10. So DT for walk. What does DT for walk look like? Looks like I'd get an Atraxa trigger and be able to find a wasteland for their Caracas. I like that as a general idea. So let's go, let's cast a Jet. Let's cast a Demonic. Let's get Time Walk. And then, have they conceded or is it just lagging? No, they've conceded. Okay, I need to get a bit more eloquent with my plays and how I describe them. But basically the objective was to put an Oath of Druids into play and then win. But yeah, good round one, fairly straightforward. It's nice to play against Squee because you know what they're doing, although it's quite a toxic deck to play against when they've got the nuts sort of thing. I'm unsure about this Lizard cast, to be honest with you. I don't think that's a... If you've not got like a way to fight the oaths and stuff, I feel like you want to be not casting your lizards, like just discarding them and then building into the game. Like they had a good engine going, right? If I had a really useless hand or just like quite a reactive hand, then they can build into the game sort of thing. I don't know. Obviously it's quite contextual, but it helped. Anyway, see you for round two. Okay, round two up against Il Nano, and I think I like our hand. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to like our hand, but it definitely does something. I've got one of my Ponders, I've got a Flash if I draw an Atraxa, I've got a turn 2 Oko or just a Spell Pierce. Opponent last 2 times out in Vintage with Bug. So I think this is fine against Bug, right? They don't really do anything proactive usually. Although they will have 3 bits of power in their opener, which I don't have. I've only got 1. So that's not great. I'm not supposed to yield in this day and age, am I? They've got a Collector Oof. Okay. Collector Oof is fine. Does a number on this Mox Pearl, but I don't think that matters. And they've got 4 cards left in hand. So we can just ponder, I guess. Mox Emerald. Okay, now that Collector Oof's annoying. Let's just go land, ponder. And shuffle, I guess. Find a Lorien revealed. So, not ideal. Drawing the second Mox was just savage, really. Because it could have just been any card with text. But instead, it's a tech card with no text. So, if we don't get our lands wasted here, we can maybe work towards this Oko, or work towards something like if we draw an Oath of Druids and have Spell Pierce behind. So my next turn could be something like Underground Sea for Lorien for Trop. I don't know, we'll see. Then I'd have Spell Pierce open. That'd be nice. So opponent plays a Verdant, and then they're going to get in for 2. They're still on 4 cards in hand. at the moment. This is one thing about bug gamers, is they rarely play at a pace which complements recording. We're in their beginning of combat phase. And we're back. Cool. So in they come for 2. We go to 18. They've played a Verdant, so we're going to get our Underground Sea to untap, which is quite cool. They've got a fetch land. So imagine just gets Underground Sea or Bayou at this point. I'm going to guess Bayou. They love themselves a Bayou. Oh, they got the sea, they got the sea. Into life from the loam, sure. So, our turn, we get another Lorien revealed. So let's cycle Lorien, get ourselves in a basic island, I guess, at this point. So I can cycle this other Lorien. No, I guess I should get the trop. This is our deck. I'll get a Tropical Island. I'll play a Tropical Island. I'll hold up Spell Pierce with Cycle Lorien available. And then if I get to play my Oko next turn, then we'll be great. And we can stand up a Mox or something. Don't want to... I'm probably not attacking with a Mox on Ice, but I'm still going to cast this Pearl. Just because if my Oko gets through, then I can stand up this Pearl and start winning that way. Well, it might be the case that it's actually better just to cycle Lorien, get another Tropical and pass, but that's really anemic and really slow. And if opponent goes for Dredge Loam and hits the Strip Mine, then I will be piercing the Loam this turn, which will probably make me roll out the Oko. They're still in their draw step. I opted not to Dredge Loam. Here comes 3 mana, it's a Narset, so let's roll out the Spell Pierce on Narset. I imagine opponents got permission at this point just because nothing in this game has happened. So we'll preemptively open their revealed zone. Okay, Spell Pierce got through. And then opponent came through. What does that make us think about the likelihood of our Oko resolving? That's an Atraxa. So they do play Daze. So maybe I want to go Forbidden Orchard. And then do I want to flash Atraxa? Do I want to Oko first? Playing Flash plays around Daze. None of this plays around Force of Negation or Force of Will. I think I'm going to flash. And I am going to flash now. And if it doesn't get through, it doesn't get through. I'll then be able to cycle and get Oko going. I think Oko is a bigger and better way of winning this game than Flash Atraxa. But whilst I can do both of them playing around Daze, that seems good. Okay, so Flash Atraxa gets through. I will not pay the difference. So, okay, but now we get to work out what they've got. So Probe, Ancestral, Oath, Delta. Yeah, I think that seems good. So Ancestral, Probe, Oath, Delta, and oh, there's an Atraxa there. So do I want to take Show instead of Probe? Maybe. Have I selected all of those cards? So what does that look like? So I can Ancestral. Yeah, this looks like it should overload them. They've got 3 cards. And then I've got 8 cards in hand, so I'll cast an Emerald. I've already played a land this turn, that was a Forbidden Orchard. And I will upkeep Ancestral myself. I could have done that sorcery speed, but I was already close to discarding, right? So it doesn't seem particularly fruitful, and if this eats a counterspell here, then we've got Show and Tell and Oath to push through, and Oko. So rather than taking a particularly controlling line with that Flusterstorm and that Force of Will from that Attractor trigger, we're just going for just, I don't know, I've got what, 3-4 Haymakers? Yeah, Oath, Show, Oko, Ancestral, and they've got 3 cards. I've got more Haymakers in my hand than they've got cards available to them. So it seems good. Okay, so it looks like the Orchard trigger is going to resolve. My pause recording button is doing the Lord's fucking work in this one. Yeah, that looks good. Another Oath, Vigor if for some reason I need that. This isn't the matchup we planned on Vigoring in. And that's a Deathrite Shaman. Verdant Tarmogoyf. Okay, they've got 1 card in hand. They're going to get in for 2. And then I wonder how this can go wrong from here. So what can I brainstorm into? Yeah, I'm going to brainstorm anyway. So I can hit a Force of Will, right? And then, or maybe not. But let's put Atraxa and Oath back. I don't need those. Play Polluted Delta. Grab an island, I guess. And cast Show and Tell. And if they've got the days, then more for me. Nope. This is my Atraxa. You have nothing. Okay. So now I'll get like the more controlling sort of cards. Force of Will, Probe, a Ruby I guess is fine. And they've just conceded the game. So that's fine. Good start against Bug. So just looking at this opponent's deck, and their sort of Oath of Druids sideboard tech is lacking. They've got 2 trophies and 3 Okos, but nothing to prevent those triggers really. No dress downs in the main. So yeah, they're like Bowmasters and Time Twisters, I think. I know it's a Time Walk. Fairly different. So what do we want against Bug? Probably just these kill spells and then go from there. Ley lines don't do anything against me. Energy Flux doesn't do anything. They've got Mind Break Trap. Snuff Out can't kill anything. Yeah, I think we're good. I guess Force of Vigor is useless against the Collector Roof deck. Maybe Vamp and Mystical can go just as I want grindier cards. I don't know if Flusterstorm's actually good against them, but it will win counter battles, right? And then Force of Negation. Is there anything I really need to negate on my turn? On their turn? Possibly. Strip Mine's possibly a bit loose. I think I'll just trim one of these Lurians. I think I'm a bit heavy on Lurians for what I really am. And then Long Goodbye is just going to try and control their creatures so they don't get too out of hand. Things like Bowmasters and Whole Reachers or Leovolds. What does this hand do? Turn 1 it throws an Atraxa at them and then dies. I'm quite into that. Let's keep this. It's not very good against turn 1 Collector Roof, is it? But we'll make land drops and we'll strip their lands otherwise. So we've got Beseiju to fight through some hate as well. Misty Rainforest, Mox Jet. Black Lotus, yeah, classic bugs, classic bugs. Cracks for Ponder, which probably means we've got more incoming. And then they fetch. And turn 1 Oko, turn 1 Tarmogoyf, cool. Deathrite Shaman. Okay, right, but I've got turn 1 Atraxa, so they need exactly days in this spot. Let's cast Mana Crypt and see if that day speaks up. Nope, okay. Underground Sea, show and tell. This is my Atraxa. Seems good. So Force, Oath, Oko, Atraxa, Trop. Done. Give me the goods. And then pass the turn. Discarding Forbidden Orchard and one more. Maybe just Beseiju. Does Beseiju do anything? Not really. Cool. They can have their mana. I've got Force of Will pitching Atraxa. And they've conceded the match. I still am unsure if that's actually a keep, right? Because if they... For us, I mean. Yeah. I can see an infinite number of worlds where that goes wrong, right? Where they keep interaction and we just lose. Like days, force. You know. But hey, we won it. We're 2-0. See you for round 3. Okay, round 3 and we're up against Discoveren. Who's going to be on Doomsday? We're on the draw with Misstep to Bincon. On what? On Force of... On the... Misstep to Bincon Dark Ritual with. And then Ponder into another Force. DT into something good. I think mulliganing for Force of Will sounds a bit too aggro. Discover and begins the game with 7 cards in hand. I can hit their Dark Ritual, I can hit their Ancestral. I think I'm going to keep it. I'm not sure. This is the issue with changing a deck. Is you have these teething problems where... Obviously I've played a little bit of Oath in the past, but not so much. As I have done Bazaar decks, so things are a bit harder to come by. I assume I can cast Sapphire and Ponder before committing a land to the battlefield, because this might find me a Flusterstorm. Finds me Oath, Emerald, Wasteland. What does that mean? I still don't have any good interaction for them. I could take the Emerald, cast a DT for Force of Will, DT for Ancestral, DT for Fluster, or I could just take the Oath and DT for... Well, I can't DT if I take the Oath. Or I can just take Wasteland, force them to get a fetch, get a basic. They've got 6 cards. They didn't kill me on turn 1, so maybe they're slightly slow. Or I can just shuffle and take a rando card. But a rando card seems worse than doing my game plan, you know. So I think I'm going to put Wasteland bottom, then Emerald, then I'll take the Oath this turn, and I'll play a Misty and hold on committing to the fetch sort of thing. And now we've got Misstep up Turn 2 Oko. So end step they fetch an Underground Sea. Do they just have a vamp? They've got a Street Wraith to cycle with. And then maybe some costs to pay. The Vampiric Tutor. I guess vamp's worth misstepping. This might not be true, but the hope is that that delays them somewhat. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to misstep that. I'm supposed to misstep like a Dark Ritual or something. Okay, get wrecked, I guess. So what's on top of my deck at the moment? An Emerald. So this is Mox Sapphire into Ponder. And no plays. So I think I have to fetch now, right? Emerald doesn't do anything for me. So I'm going to fetch, just get a tropical island. Draw my own island, that's not very good. So I can go Underground Sea DT for Ancestral, Underground Sea DT for Flusterstorm. Maybe that's the best one, DT for Fluster. So then like what am I beating? Oh god. I could just throw an Oko at them, but then that's really that's just exceptionally shields down, right? I need to actually not die as well on the way through this. I think I like DT for Fluster. I'm not sure how good that is though. Against Discoverer, and they're a monster, so they've got their own Fluster, which I can't pay for. They've got 5 cards in hand. I feel like I got really hard with that vamp. Maybe that's something I'm supposed to be able to see through, but so their turn 3. We've still got 4 cards. We can still be Bug or Oath, right? Which is nice. Treasure Cruise, wow. Just so many card draw spells. There's 7 cards ahead of us in deck. That's really funny. So I could just go Orchard Oath and YOLO it. I've got nothing else to do, right? Oko's too slow. They might play Spell Pierce. I don't know if they do play Spell Pierce. 3 Flusters, 1 Negation, 4 Force, 7 cards. It's just never getting through. But I think that's the highest sort of upside line I've got, right? It's just Orchard Oath. Or maybe just play Oath and then play Orchard afterwards. There's no Spell Pierce in their most recent deck, so let's play Forbidden Orchard. And then we've got Beseiju to shuffle a pile with. Is it you may? That player may. Okay, we don't have Beseiju to shuffle a pile with. That was not true. Opponent's got 8 cards in hand. They've got a Dark Ritual, which will probably spell our doom. So we've got nothing. Consults. Okay, so Consults 4. Ah, their whole deck, and then they cast Thassa's Oracle. Fair play. Yeah, good games. Let's go to game 2. And what have I got for this? I've got a Flusterstorm. And that's kind of it. I don't think Norrod's real. I could bring in like a Dismember for Shieldred, which is their post-board plan, but I can't imagine bringing in creatures actually. That's far more what I'm used to playing against, sort of thing. So yeah, we'll bring in Flusterstorm. And then maybe we could just trim a show and tell or something. That leaves me 8 payoffs. I can drop the Vigor. The Vigor's not doing anything. I think that seems fine. I mean, this hand's going to die quickly. That's for sure. Can I mulligan this? I think so. Oh, I've got the Force, but they're gonna... So what do? I just go turn 2, Oath of Druids, turn 3, DT for something, turn 4. I don't know how I'm getting to turn 4 with this hand though, that's the problem. I've got 1 negation. I think I've kind of got to keep it, it's just very slow and dirtly is my issue with it. Very slow, very deadly. Not the best thing I've ever seen in my life. So let's just play Trop. Pass the turn. We've got some protection. We've got an avenue to victory at the very least. Even if it is just a bit nonsensical. We've got Ponder, which I don't think I fight over. We've got a Lotus. Okay. And then they pass the turn. Vampiric Tutor. So I can cast DT and go and get like Forbidden Orchard, for example, because I need to give them a creature at some point, right? And on my next upkeep I can vamp into Fluster. And then I'll have Forbidden Orchard, Fluster, Oath of Druids, Force Negation. I think that seems to make sense to me. Yeah. So I'll get a C, and then I DT. Do I DT for Fluster first? Is there anything here that's better? DT for Ancestral? No, I wouldn't have Fluster up, would I, if I commit like that? DT for flash. I'm going to stick to what I said, and I'm going to get the orchard. Orchard or fluster, what's better? I mean, fluster's better. So yeah, let's get fluster now, and then on my upkeep I can vamp for the orchard. And try and brute force through this oath at some point in the future. Scalding Tarn fetches. And they time walk. Okay. So back to them. They've got 5 cards in hand. They'll be on 6 once they've started this turn. And they've got a brainstorm. I'm just letting them sculpt their hand, but I don't think any of these have been worth 2-4ing myself on just yet. My issue with the way I played this is that, not maybe the way I've played this, but with this hand is that it's just so slow. Right, it's like a turn 4 trigger at the best. That's if I push it in next turn. Which is so much time to give them. So they crack this for black. They play DT. I think DT's okay. Although I'm never winning this counter battle now, actually. That's what they DT for Ritual. Ritual for Doomsday. And now they've got Fluster up. Always had it. Oh god, Discovering just running circles around us all day. Yeah, I'm just going to fight this. I expect that to be a response. Just, yeah, Ritual Doomsday, like that. Yep. Then can I let that Ancestral resolve? Maybe I can let that Ancestral resolve. Maybe I can. I've got 2 cards left. There's no Gush in exile. So here we go. Oh, Preordain. Into Gush. Into Lotus Oracle. And that'll be a match. Oh, probe me. Okay. Yeah, good games. I don't know if this is a keep, really. I feel like it should be, but maybe I just use my negation horrifically. They've got a black floating. We know they're going to Dark Ritual Doomsday. Maybe that's the punt there. But then, yeah, so maybe that's the spot where I'm supposed to just forego the Ancestral and then hope that they've gone to not too deep, right? But hope that they've not got any protection for it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a mistake. And then, anyway, we will go to round 4. Okay, so then round 4? Yeah, we're turn 1. So round 4, we're up against Toon Duslav. We've won a die roll, and last time out they were on Dredge. The time before that they were on Mono White. So, who knows? Not a regular vintage gamer, but they come and check in with us every now and then, so that's nice. Yeah, let's see what our opener looks like. Okay, opponent's revealed a Lurrus. We've got a hand that doesn't really do anything, but it doesn't do anything badly either. So Expel, Pierce, Forces, Lorians. I think we can keep this. We're not dying. They're a Lurrus deck, so they're not going to be particularly proactive. Let's cast this, see if it eats a force. My most recent result is with mono white as well, so you know, I wouldn't actually classify it as a result, but you know what I mean. My most recent time out playing cards. So there's a chance I could have eaten a force. Okay, that's our turn 1. We've passed to them. Let's see what they would like to game with. Basic island Mox jet. Okay. Git probe me. Yeah, right. I'm not fighting that. And then, yeah, I mean, we're kind of one of those hands where we're not actually doing anything. So that's not ideal, but I think we can draw into it. They're rarely particularly quick. They've looked at the top of their own deck for this one. So they're probably holding a Lorien as well. No, I'll probably just cycle this Lorien on end step and go and get a trop. His opponent done all of their game actions for turn 1. Oh no, not yet. They're cycling Lorien right now. Seems fair. They get a C, they get a manifold key. I think that's a fairly free spell pierce, right? If they fight back, then it's even funnier. And yeah, I will cycle Lorien just to... and then hope to draw a blue card, I guess. Let's get an Underground Sea. They draw up to 5 cards. I draw another Lorien, so that's nice. Maybe I'm supposed to get Trop there to play around Wasteland. And by play around Wasteland, I mean like... they can waste my Tropical and then they'll know I'm off of Vigor forever. So... Underground Sea. And a pass of the turn. So I don't think I'll cycle this Lorien, just 'cause I'm quite happy with Hardcast, Negation and Pitch Vigor up. Now that I've got into the game a little bit. We get an island. So yeah, maximally punished for getting that Underground Sea. I just didn't really think about it, to be honest with you. It's hard to think about the pips in my hand. Rarely have to do that. So opponent has a Bowmaster. I don't think that does anything. Turns on my oaths. So Misty gets played, and they buy Lurrus. Okay. Good chat. In for 2. I suppose it does do something if I now try and just roll out this Lorien, right? And then take a bunch of damage. So actually, could have been worth fighting over. Forbidden Orchard. I don't want to play that. Actually, no, I do want to play that. I'm really struggling. What's going on? Just struggling to have just conscious thought. So, it'll be 3 damage. I'll go to 13. So this is if I cast Lorien. Then they'll attack me for 5, 6. I'll be at 7. Then they'll play Lurrus and I'll be dead on board. That sounds awful. I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. Oh, this might just be the worst card of all time for Forbidden Orchard. Or it could just be my internet's decided to shit itself. Okay, we're back. Everything went on the stack. And Lorien gets through. We haven't drawn any action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'll be dead before I get there. I need to draw Mox next turn. So they fetch an Underground Sea. They didn't cast anything with it. So Mox next turn lets us draw. It lets us play a Traxxer. Lurrus. Lurrus will get a Bauble. Sort of force pitching misstep. Or force pitching negation is probably better actually, just because then I can misstep back. I'm already dead in 2 turns anyway. So Lurrus gets through. Ruby. Oh, Ruby Walk would be insane, wouldn't it? Yeah, cool. Okay, so I just fucked that up in a large number of ways. What are we playing against? Lurrus. Yeah, I played that miserably. Do I like Null Rod against Lurrus? I mean, they are a Vault Key deck. They're getting more and more combo-y as we go through time. I think I can trim a couple of shows. I think I like 1 Vigor, drop the 2 top tutors. Do I want to bring in a Fluster? Probably not. We didn't say anything to say that they are white, but I think a couple of kill spells is worth considering. 1 of each maybe. What does 1 of each gain us? We could just be 2 long goodbyes. Oh, dismember's more efficient, so let's go with that. I think that sounds fine. A bit across the middle of everything. And that was probably just another game that we've lost from a poor keep. With some piss poor play in the middle of the game as well. Like if I just counter the... If I counter the thing... The Lorien... No. If I counter the Bowman, then... I'm probably still not in a very good spot, to be honest with you. Right. I'll keep this. And I'll play a Trop. And a Jet, I guess. And then we'll pass the turn. Oh no, hang on. Why am I so miserably bad at this game? I'm going to play my Sapphire so that I've got a hard cast negation up. I think I need to get a drink after this game. Okay, opponent's on 8 cards. We're on the Atraxa waiting room. And they cycle a Lorien. Okay. Get an Underground Sea, play it. Cast a Bauble. Baubling themselves. Baubling themselves post Lorien is interesting. What does that mean? Does that mean 2 Loriens? A Vamp or something? Well, they liked the card anyway. I think that's good to keep, because now I've got Force of Will and Negation again, just how I lost last game. We've got a long goodbye if we need it. I think that's fine. I think this is a fine spot to sit and watch. Probably not putting my Null Rod on the stack at the moment if I draw it. I don't know if Null Rod is good against Lurrus Saga decks, but it seems like it could be, you know? So, opponent's turn 2, they've got another Bauble. They're going to Bauble someone. So long goodbyes I bought in because I was we saw Underground Seas last game, but I don't know if we saw enough to completely rule out the fact that they could have Tundras for Containment Priests and Lavinias and stuff. So that's why I bought this in. It obviously kills a bowman as well. And they've got a wasteland for my trop. Oh no, maybe not. Does that make me want to cycle my Lurrus revealed? Okay, well I'll float a blue now that we're here. Probably does make me want to cycle my Lurrus, right? I need to get back into having spells which are castable. So let's grab a tropical island. They're going to draw up to 6 cards. We draw a ponder. I'm going to ponder. They're going to flash in a Bowmaster. I don't think I'll fight that right now. I think I'll let them get their point in. So maybe I wanted to slow roll the land. So I'll keep this. They'll get in a point of damage, and then now I can long goodbye, fetch, cast Ancestral next turn. And that'll be fine, and they'll have a 2/2. Okay, so we get Wand. I'll long goodbye on their turn. We've got a Misty on top of our deck, and we want to get rid of the trop that's underneath it. Unless, of course, they hit us with another wasteland. So a Bauble. They'll see my Misty. And they'll see their own card. So 3 Baubles from the opponent, that must be fun. An island. Do I long goodbye now? I guess so. So that's dead. We take 2. And they play a cage. I'm going to fight the cage and pitch my Force of Will. And if they fight back, that's fine, because cage doesn't stop show and tell. Okay. And they've got a Manifold Key and 1 card left in hand. So, no, up to 2 after the Bauble. Or maybe I wanted to respond to this actually. No, because I wanted to fetch away that card that I know is crap. Yeah. So I'm going to Misty. I'm going to fetch straight away. Because I know there's a dead on top of my deck and I want 3 true fresh ones. And we're going to fetch for Tropical Island. And then just Ancestor ourselves now. And if they've got Force Blue card, they've got Force Blue card. Tropical Island. Ancestral myself. Let's probe them. To find out. I'm pretty sure it's not permission, but Force of Will, Demonic Tutor. Okay. We get to show and tell in an Atraxa. I need to... Really? A blue mana's missing. So we need to find an answer. And we did. So that's Vigor, Oko, Ruby, Atraxa, Strip, walk. So done. Cast a ruby. Pass the turn, and then we're going to pitch a Traxxas to kill Manifold Key in their upkeep before they can do any sort of responses. Like so. So they've got DT in hand, right? So we can get the Manifold Key out of here before they go and get Time Vault. They are going to tutor. They might just tutor for Walk or tutor for Ancestral. I think that's fine. Yeah, they tutor for Ancestral. They've got a land drop to give. We've got a Strip Mine in hand. And they play the Sea that we know about. So we know that they've got Force of Will and 3 mystery cards. Army token doesn't come in. Let's cast Brainstorm then. I don't need Null-Rod. I don't need second Lorien. I'm going to cast Oko. I need to pay green to do that. So let's... Well, didn't we fuck this up? Fine. Let's just walk then. Walk might get a force out of them. Force pitching force. Okay. And I think I'll just wasteland one of their seas. And they've had enough. So maybe I'm just not supposed to brainstorm there. Right, did Long Goodbye seem good? I don't know. Did Force of Vigor seem good? Seems like it'd be better than Null-Rod. It's going to be less pain on us. I might bring in a Show and Tell again. So go up, go down. Yeah. Don't hate that as a general idea. And this deck is part of why I thought it was an okay time to play Oath. It's just that these Lurrus Saga Depths seem to have been moving away from white and back into the blue-black versions, and the blue-black versions really kind of struggled against Oath a few months ago, so I thought it seemed decent, you know. So they're going to bauble me this time. They did mulligan to 6. We've got Underground Sea, Mox Sapphire, and then it's my turn. They play a Bowman, that's fine. So we've got Mox Orchard Oath. Let's cast a Mox. Play a Trop and cast an Oath. I will obviously fight back. So that's force pitching Flusterstorm, we'll force pitching a Traxxas. Oath resolves. Do they have a cage? Nope. Do they have a dress down? No. Very good. Mox Orchard Oath. We got to do the thing, and the thing was good. So let's take Show and Tell, Flusterstorm, Lotus, Atraxa, and Basic Island, and they concede. Cool. See you for round 5 as we continue on a very slow prayer towards the top 8. Okie dokie, so next round we're up against Usunk, and we're on the draw with some sort of hand here, isn't it? It looks like a hand that we should probably be keeping, because we can actually get somewhere reasonably soon, unless we're dead already. We could just mulligan this and look for something a bit more like reasonable. I don't know what they're on. They seem to change a lot, which is, you know, always annoying when your opponents played different decks. Although actually no, it's mostly Oath. So if it's an Oath mirror, how do we feel about, although they most recently played Duel. So what do we think about that? If it's an Oath mirror, I've got a Forbidden Orchard and a Lorien into Oath. Or if it's Duel, I'll lose. I think this could be keepable actually, seeing as we've got Forbidden Orchard, which is good in a mirror, and we've got a quick Oath, like a direct path through to like executing our game plan. Looks like it's Duel. Yeah. So lots of regret for us. Let's play Forbidden Orchard and pass the turn, I think. I don't think I want to brainstorm for something. I think I just want a Lorien. And then send it. Or they might force me to brainstorm in response to like a coveted Duel or something, or a PO. How much mana is that? That's so much mana. So they get a 1/1. They've got 3 cards in hand. And do we want to try and wall up, or do we just want to throw stuff at them? I think we can throw stuff at them. They've not played anything right, so they're clearly waiting. Did I fail to cast my spell correctly? Yes. So that just got through as well. So maybe they're just like sandbagging a 1 ring for a turn after that Orchard opener. In for 2. Ancient Tomb. No plays. I've got no idea them. No idea what they're holding or how they got here. But I've got an Atraxa. We've got Walk in hand already. Lotus. Flash is cheaper than Show, right? Or Flash and Show are the same thing, so let's take Boseiju. Don't need another Oath. So let's say done to that. Draw our cards, right? So we've got infinite Atraxas now. Oh, I thought I'd taken the Atraxa. So let's cast Black Lotus then. And then I think I'm just going to play Boseiju and walk into, I guess, greatness. Something like that. I do need to come up with some forces at some point. I'm going to crack this for blue and brainstorm. Now I'll put back Atraxa and Oath of Druids. I played a land, didn't I? So maybe I just flash in this Atraxa. And then go and find... I'm just trying to find some forces, basically. How many force fields did I mill? 0. So they should all be here. 0 again. So probe. And do I want to see? Do I need an Atraxa? Probably fine to take one. And now I'll probe them and see what they've got going on. We've got a Mox Pearl, They've got Metamorph, Force of Will, Sapphire. So they've still got, so I'm just going to cast this. They didn't force any of this. So I'm now going to DT, and I'm just going to get Force of Will. I've still got a turn on the stack. And that would be my turn again, I think. I'll discard Underground Sea. So there's one Atraxa here, there's one Atraxa here, there's one Atraxa here. So I don't think I need to get anything. I'm just going to say no. No point in dying randomly. Let's vamp. We'll get a Force of Will. We'll be about as secure as we can get. Now we'll attack. And then we'll cast Oko and make a food. So that looks good. If I could produce blue mana, that would be better. So Oko, Thief of Crowns. Make ourselves a food. And then we've got 2 forces for their Metamorph. And if at some point I need another trigger, I can show in this Atraxa, right? So my Flusterstorm's pretty dead. Going into post board against dual shops, we've got triple Null Rod and a Vigor, which I think sounds good. They'll have the Mastercore, so I need to look up how big that is to see if I want Dismember for exactly Mastercore. I can't remember how much mana or what its power and toughness is. I think it's a 4/4, but it's got some sort of protection ability. So opponent did find blue mana. No, they had blue mana already. They just neglected to deploy it, so they've got 1 mystery card, which is probably going to go on the stack soon. They drew Khan the Great Creator. Well, well, well. No. I'm going to pitch my Flusterstorm. Are you going to fight back? Nope. I'm just playing the Metamorph out. And I'm just going to say no to that as well. Cool, and that's enough. And then this turn I was going to attack for my 7, and then I would have shown in the Atraxa and tried to find more forces. So, let's go and find out what this Mastercore is called. Okay, so it's called Argentum Mastercore, and it's a 5/5 for 5, which with protection from multicolored. So I think I will bring in this 1 Dismember, just as a nice out to that. I need the 3 Null Rods as well. Don't forget about those. So that's that stuff. I guess Flusterstorm, Misstep, and Spell Pierce on the draw. Probably bad. And then I need to drop one other card. And I think I'm a bit heavy on the Lurians, as I think I said earlier. Do I want a Vigor? Something like this. Yeah, I think that looks cool. That looks cool. Well, I'm not sure about the Spell Pierce cut, but this is powerful, I think. I've got a Force. I've got turn 1 Oath, turn 2 Null Rod, turn 1 Null Rod. It's probably better as turn 1 Null Rod, right? And then I just assume I draw lands. It's just how do we play the first turn, I think. Are they going to do something scary enough that we need to counter them? Apparently not. Is this just like workshop? Jewel or something like that. I'm just going to cast my Ruby. I'm going to play my Boseiju. And I'm going to cast my Norrod. Yes, like that. And now I've got double Force of Will up for this. And then, so they've got Force pitching something. They're trying to work out what. How can they have choices? They have no blue cards. Force pitching Force, cool. I'm going to Force pitching Negation. And that's grand. And now if they've got that Mastercore thing, then we'll Force of Will pitching Oko. They've got nothing. Cool. Well, they've got 2 workshops. And this is it now. This is the game. This is the game that we are playing. I sit, wait and watch whilst they just build up mana. So they've got a Lotus, which is fine because my Norrod's in play. 6 mana. One Ring. One Ring gives... One Ring just fogs. I just need to fight the answer to the Rod, right? That's what I need to fight. They've got 3 cards. Force of Vigor's fine. Force of Vigor's a cool draw actually. Because Force of Vigor deals with that card that I'm scared of. I wonder why they deployed those cards. Is it because they've got like Academy Otawara rolled up or something like that? So they continue to have spells. There's a Metamorph. What are they metamorphing here that we care about? The One Ring again? That doesn't do anything, right? Or another Lotus? Don't know. Yeah, okay. Academy, sure. This happened last time I played Oath actually. I played against Jewel and then they just did this to me. The Tinker. I will fight your Tinker. And then I'm probably just going to pitch Oath of Druids to kill these 2 Lotuses whilst my opponent's got 1 card in hand. And now their Academy's dead. And we're back to work. There's a lot of lag, so they might have conceded. I might just be lagging. Who knows? Classic Modo things. No, it's back to us. I didn't think it looked like a concession spot. I'll just play the Oath. Let's just put it in play. I've got nothing else to do. They've got nothing else to do. So over to the opponent. They've got 6 mana but no blue. Time Vault. 1 card in hand, nothing. Cool. Atraxa, a classic draw. And then we'll yield through this turn. Opponent's found something else to do. Another One Ring. So my Oath Trigger can't go on the stack. Their Academy's slowly becoming alive again. Wasteland your Academy. I'd love to. Don't care about anything else really. The Academy is the big problem, right? It's really hard for them to get into a lot of blue mana again, or at least quickly. So back to us. We're just like waiting for a Forbidden Orchard basically. That's the whole game plan here. Or Oko stand up your Time Vault would work. One Ring can't do anything. Norrod continues to dominate everything here. Oko Thief of Crowns. stand up your Time Vault. I think Time Vault's the one that's scarier out of all of these. They've got an emerald. Time Vault gets in. I resolve an Atraxa trigger. And we're gaming. Time Walk, Force of Will, Underground Sea, Concession. Nice. So that's 4 and 1, and we'll have a nice winning in, or 3 and 1. 4 and 1, and we'll have a nice winning in next round. So I'll see you there. Okay, so final round, round 6. It's a winning in. We're up against Unlucky Monkey, who's going to be on a like 4-colour Jeskai style nonsense deck. We've won the die roll, so we would like to play first. I think they're like questing druids and blah blah blah. So what have we got? Ponder, Lorien, Oath. Yeah, I think I'll keep this. This looks playable, right? We can ponder into some permission, we can ponder into a flash or a show and tell. Gradually get there. I think that looks good. Ponder doing a lot of heavy lifting, obviously, but... And the fact that we know our opponent kind of kills with creatures as well is important to that idea, I think. So let's ponder. Show, negation, orchard. So let's put the show bottom, then the orchard, and then the negation. We won't shuffle, and we'll try and get some action out of our opponent. Wasteland. And they waste me. Okay. They play a Mox Pearl. And they pass the turn. So let's play a Tropical Island then. And pass the turn. And what was our last card? Show and Tell. Another Wasteland. The Bauble. Bauble's me to see Show and Tell. And they're going to waste me again now, I guess. They draw their card. And now they waste me. Do I want that Show and Tell at this point? Probably not. I'd probably prefer an island. Let's just get a regular island, I think. And we'll play the regular island. I wasn't expecting to draw just another orchard. I was hoping to draw a spell. So Flooded Strand. Opponent's got 6 cards in hand. I'm not sure the likelihood of us resolving this oath at the moment. But I think we're going to push it in anyway. And at some point we won't draw a land, you know. We've got negation to fight back, but like this isn't really our push through counterspell, is it? It's much more of a defensive one. So where we're going nowhere, I feel like this is fine. I don't know what that card is. Strip Mine, Questing Druid. Until end turn you can play those cards and then force pitching Ponder. Okay, so we're going to get our things stripped. So they just dug for something else. So they do the Seek the Beast, which finds them Force of Will and Ponder. And when's that till? Until your next end step. Okay then. They've got Strip Mine and Flooded Strand to play. They play the Strip. I'm going to strip my island, I guess. Yep. Basically everything they've got is uncounterable at the moment, right, because there's Force of Will. Until your next end step. Until your next end step, so that's until now. Do I want to just like pitch this and just get cards out of their hand? Probably not. They get in for 1. And then it's back to us. We draw a flash. Do I want to flash now? I don't see why not, because if it gets through, it gets through, and if it doesn't get through, then, ah well, summoning sickness, but I get to play around like Fluster and stuff like that. No, that got through. Nope. So we get to draw a bunch of cards. So, what do we get? Oh my god, there's so many instants, that's horrific. So, Ruby, Oko, Force of Will, that's it, an Orchard. That's gross. Force of Will over Mystical Tutor or Spell Pierce, I think so. I'm at 7 cards. I'll cast a Ruby for fun. And then next turn we can play Oko with Force behind. Opponent has a Lurrus in exile. I don't know if I mentioned that. I don't know if I noticed that actually. Oh man, am I ready to die to my own Orchard tokens? So opponent's got 4 cards. I think this exile zone is now dead. Wasteland my trop. Yep, that's fine. They've drawn 4 of their 5 wastes, which is pretty messed up if you ask me. Green, green, green. This looks like it's going to be a series of questing druids. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. Oh, I'm not confident about this game. Oh, this is going to be a cruise as well. Yeah, okay, so let's fight the cruise. I think we're... maybe I'm supposed to just pitch Oko, really. So this is 6 damage. Yeah, so I can't actually play my Oko, so that was awful. My Oko just dies. Fuck me dead. So I'm taking 6 next turn. Down to 11. And then I top deck Oath. So if I play Oko, right, then they get 2 tokens. I make a food. They attack me or Oko for 8. Yeah, no, this is not a thing, is it? I need to draw Ancestral or something. Just completely Orchard flooded. Got a Tundra. Into a Preordain. Oh, we might just die here. Yeah, I mean, you get strip mine 4 times and you're just going to lose. So, I even went and got my island, didn't I? So, they attack us for 8. We go down to less life points than we've got at the moment. Anytime I tap my Orchard, I just die. And I think that's going to be game. So, that's annoying. What do we want against them? I don't know. So post board, they've got 1 Nature's Claim and 2 Wear Tear, plus more negations, Pyroblasts, that sort of shit. So I think I just want my Flusterstorm. I don't want my top tutors. They don't have any good creatures in their deck, do they? No, they've just got Ragavan, Questing Druid, and Lurrus. Ragavan's wild to me. So yeah, so this is when I'm annoyed that I don't have that Thoughtseize that used to be in these sideboards. Force of Negation was a real liability there. Maybe I'll just bring back the Vamp then. Play like this. I don't think any of their creatures are like worth killing, is the thing. Like worth sideboarding stuff in for. So Mox Orchard Oath with Force behind seems good. Holding Show and Tell. So Mox, Show and Tell or Lorien revealed, I don't know. Orchard, Oath of Druids. We've got Force of Will to cover that with. And I'll probably hold on to the Show and Tell. It's only if I top deck an Atraxa I can do that, or I top deck something else, I can do that. They play Mindbreak Trap? They didn't last time they were out and about. They've just got another Force. Force of Will pitching Treasure Cruise. Okay. So that all gets through. They have a 1-1. Exiled Treasure Cruise and Force of Will. Well, what a hand. Not a Wasteland? That's off-brand. Off-brand. Volcanic plays a Ragavan. So now I'm going to get told why Ragavan is good. I need to top deck Atraxa. Ancestral. Yeah, I accept. Do you have another Force? No, but I have nothing. Let's just waste them and pass. That was one of the worst Ancestrals of all time. Now I'm going to get Ragavan into the ground. Opponent's got 3 cards in hand. Ragavan hits Oko. They've got a Wasteland, but it doesn't really matter too much. We've got a Boseiju. So, yeah, we just have to draw Atraxa before they draw another Force or something. Oath of Druids obviously also works. Ragavan exiles Demonic Tutor. Fuck. That's not good. That's really bad. Got Tropical as well, so they can get Ancestral. Grim. Oh, and a Ruby. So they can DT for Walk if they want to, if they think that's better. Yeah, DT. Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to go Sweats and Breakers then, I guess. I think ours were good going into this round. Let's have a look. Yeah, I was second in the 4-1s, right? So maybe I can. I don't know. But they've DT'd for something. And they're not going to tell us what it is. So let's play Underground Sea. Cast Ponder. They might just fight the Ponder. No, okay, so... Well, I mean... We're going to keep this. Do I want to pump one away now? No, I can't because I didn't fetch before doing that. So, let's just pass. Oh, there's my Atraxas on top of my deck. I'm so bad at this game, man. That was awful. That was awful. Truly horrific punts there. Deary me. So I need to shuffle. Okay, that was massively egregious. That all I got out of that was a jet. No, I've completely forgot about Ragavan. Now they get to draw 3 cards. Completely forgot about Ragavan. Good grief. They have... Oh, maybe that's what they DT'd for last turn, actually. I was going to say. Because they've hit well. I'm really annoyed about that. That was just not paying attention to the board whilst resolving my ponder. No, I took the jet because then I could hide the Atraxa from them like just seeing it or something. I should have just taken the Atraxa. That was so bad. And now we're on top decks again. The opponent's got 4 cards. There's Cast Ancestral and Ponder. Yeah. And then we're dead in a turn or 2. Well, let's just throw Show and Tells at them then. Force of Negation. Okay. I'm going to play this Beseiju, because then my next Show and Tell can play around Flusterstorm. I'm going to go to 1 here and be dead to Bolt if they play that. They do not appear to. We're at 1. They hit our Orchard. And they got Ren in 6. Ren in 6 is basically Bolt. So yeah, we fucked that one up. It might not have mattered, but we still fucked it up, right? So can't be doing that. Tournament wise, we're 4-2 with possible breakers in. I guess you'll find out if there's no more rounds, and thanks for watching. If there is more rounds, I will see you for them. Okie dokie nerds, so we have snuck in to the top 8. So there's going to be at least one more round of Magic this evening, and I'll see you for it in a mo. Okay, so top 8 time, quarterfinals up against Discoverin again, who obviously beat us earlier. We've won a die roll this time though. What does this hand do? It ponders. It ponders real good. And then it spell pierces them. I think I like it. I think I like it. And then we can also like make an Oko or some shit at some point if we want to. With this Lorien to ensure our last land. But yeah, ponder and pierce behind for their stuff. And I felt like I played that round against them earlier just really, really abysmally. It was, I don't know, there was a few points in the middle of the tournament where I didn't feel like I was really tuned into what was going on in the room with me right now. So I think I don't care about Crypt. And then I'll have a Show and Tell in my hand. But I've already got a Flash in my hand, so maybe I do care about Crypt. I'll say no to that. I'll play my Trop. And then I've now got Spell Pierce up, and I can cycle away that Crypt and Show if I don't like it. But this ensures Oko, right? So do I want to shuffle? I don't think so. I think I'll take the Crypt, cast it, play Oko. I should play this to play around Spell Pierce actually. We might get met with the Force of Will here. I don't think I'm fighting. We'll create a food token. And am I gonna cycle Lorien? Because I can cast Lorien soon. No, I think I'll keep it to cast later. We've got a food token, we've got a Spell Pierce up. We can cast Lorien in a land or so's time as well. This opponent's got 8 cards in hand. Dark Ritual. Your ritual resolves. Demonic Tutor. Yep. Dark Ritual again. And Doomsday. So we'll pierce that. We'll get flustered back. And then we'll have to come up with something. Some way to not die. Maybe I'm supposed to just fight that first ritual. Maybe that's the whole joke of this turn. But then they get to do the same thing again, right? They fluster me. Unless they DT'd for fluster. Yeah, I don't know. Once again, we are one turn into this game and I already feel like I've fucked up 6 times. So maybe, I don't know, because like I feel like going after like the rituals and stuff is really bad. Or maybe I'm supposed to go after the rituals and just abandon everything in their hand. So there's no gush there, so we might just be dying now. No, not dying now. Okay, so Atraxa, please. Certainly not an Atraxa. I guess I've got to cast Lorien, right? Let's elk this, attack, and then cast Lorien revealed. Can't imagine opponent cares too much. They might block though. Yeah, they do. So what are we hoping for here? 2 Force of Wills? Let's see if this even draws cards, you know. We found 1 Force of Will. So that's going to have to be our interaction. Opponent floats the mana. Casts the Gush. I'm going to Gush pitching Show and Tell. I'm going to force pitching Show and Tell. And they're going to force us back. And we're going to let them do their thing. And then we'll go to game 2. Yeah, so maybe I'm supposed to pierce the Dark Ritual, just not even let them get off the ground. Just stifle them there, and then, yeah, they roll that out and we die. So maybe that's something we've learnt from this. Maybe we'll try that next time, so that they don't have such a good read on us. What did I do this? Yeah, this looks right, doesn't it? Did I want Dismember for something earlier? I can't remember. And this is one of our weaknesses, right, is we don't have an awful lot of mix up. I don't know what Vigor does for us. Let's get rid of Vigor. Cool. Yeah, just... Yeah, I think I said it at the beginning of the video as well, I'm a bit concerned about our combo matchups when playing Oath because our package is so poor, but what does this do? Not a lot, and it's not particularly offensive either, is it? It's not proactive, it's just like quite dirtily to get to doing proactive stuff, and then it's not reactive either, so let's send that away. I've got some cards in my hand. I'll keep this. I'll bottom the Pearl. What does this hand do? Though, that's the thing. What does this hand actually do? Let's cast a Moxjet, and then we'll cycle Lorien and cast a Ponder. Opponent mulligan to 5 cards, which is possibly good for us. Chop seems fine. Chop and Ponder. Oh, just misstep me. Okay. Looks like it. Send that back. Don't have this one on because then they know. So 4 cards for Discover in there, so that's kind of wild. 5 after the draw step, and obviously 1 under the probe. Okay. Phyrexian mana is powerful, so they say. So they know they've got to play around a Force of Will. They have a Sapphire. And that's far more tempting than it should be. And they've got a Ponder. Oh yeah, no. Maybe that Sapphire was supposed to be really tempting. Goodness me. Let's cast our Emerald. And ship it back. And this is one of those difficult things where we don't really have any play in this game at the moment. It looks like our opponent is in a similar spot though, so that's okay. I will cycle this now and get another. I'll just get an Underground Sea, I think. So now we might be able to cast the Lorien next turn if we draw a land. So the opponent's on 6 cards though. But this is the best hope and shot we've had in any of the games against them. Nothing there. But another Force of Will's always welcome, I think. Brainstorm. I don't think I want to be fighting this shit. This is one of those things that might just be a leak in my game, right? Is that I'm not used to playing these blue on blue matchups. I'm usually just dredging people or bazaring people, and it's all a bit more reasonable. But it looks like they've locked themselves under a Brainstorm, so we've possibly got some time. I will walk because I want to try and get ahead of this. And if I can draw a land and resolve a Lorien or something like that, that would be phenomenal. Show and tell. Okay. So nothing there. Maybe that walk's bad, but I think it's okay. It's just 0 mana cycling, right? And then this is just that fun game of how many turns can Discover and take and still be a favourite. So discard a Ritual. So maybe slightly Ritual flooded over there. I'm going to play Besage and I'm going to cast Lorien Revealed. I've still got double Force of Will. I don't think I protect. I might protect one of these actually. I won't protect any of them. Okay. Definitely not shipping 2 forces into it. That's for damn sure. So back to us. Is this their last turn of being Brainstorm locked? Ancestral, right? Ancestral probably can't resolve in this spot. I know I didn't like my counter spell on their Ancestral earlier, but they forced back pitching Thassa's Oracle. I'm just going to force back as well. So I've got no cards. You've got 4 cards and no lands. I've got a Trop, which I won't cast, won't play. I'll just pass the turn. 5 cards for Discover End, finds black mana, casts a Walk. Maybe fighting the Ancestral was bad once again. I don't know. I wouldn't hate like a Wasteland or Strip Mine rolling off the top here. Have they got effects on my upkeep? No. Okay, cool. Yet another Show and Tell. And I bottomed my Pearl, right? Like I know I've shuffled since then, but Preordain, okay. I think from here we're going to get out cantripped, basically. We had our fight, we won the fight, but when all is said and done, they're cantripping harder than we are. Oh, Flusterstorm's tasty. So let's play a land for no reason, really. Opponent is not playing any more spells. So, yeah, attracts a waiting room once again. Mental Misstep's a nice welcome draw. What a weird game. Took them mulliganing to 5 for us to have a chance, and we're still not in an exceptional spot. I'm going to let this Preordain go because I feel like I want to be fighting Rituals. Although Ancestral's gone, Brainstorm's gone, Ponder's gone, so maybe Preordains are great targets, sort of thing. Right. Where's my one-time Atraxa? Not there. Okay, you'll go. Pluto Delta fetches another Underground Sea. Yeah, once they found their lands, they did come quickly, didn't they? So, no more players. Ogre Thief of Crowns. Let's cast Oath. Okay. My Fluster doesn't beat that. Oath gets through. Okay. Does not get through. Okay. Very well. I'm now tapped low, which isn't ideal. Misstep their Dark Ritual. Plus to storm their Doomsday. They've got 4 cards in hand still. They've got their own Flusterstorm, which means I don't know what else we have, even to a past the turn pile. Oh, do I have to press no for everyone? The brutality of it all. I have to click through my own defeat multiple times. I guess this is like the blue on blue version of getting tabernacled, isn't it? So, discover and cast Doomsday. Who'd thunk it? I'm not sure what our draw is here. I guess it's just if we are getting another turn right, because they could still gush us. But I guess it's just Atraxa. It's the line here. Just top deck Atraxa. But then that would give them an Oath trigger and we'd die, which is really funny. Oh, Street Wraith into Gush into win. Nice. Very good. Congratulations. And thanks for watching, I guess, as well. Enjoyed today, actually. I don't think I played great. I played abysmally in the first Discover End game. And then, yeah, this game, I also don't know. I think I just need practice of, playing other decks. And then, especially when you come up against the best players on the platform in their certain archetypes, it can be difficult because they're just so much better, right? Like, I don't know, I don't have too many spots when I'm on a Bazaar deck that I really struggle with. There might be challenging and close spots, but I always know my general role, what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. Whereas like you know, Oath against Doomsday, like I don't know, I just assume I need Force of Will, but I don't know what like how a game evolves to the point where I'm like sticking oaths. Am I supposed to be like slamming them, that sort of thing? But all the same, we did get 8th place today, which I'm more than happy with. Yeah, cool games. We played Oath. We played Oath. I played with a lot of lore and revealed. I think next time I might try one or two of these fetch lands being more wastelands, whilst maintaining that sort of show and oath package. I don't know if dropping Tinker's particularly good, but it certainly seemed fine to me. Maybe we're supposed to be like down a show and tell, down a Misty, something like that. Get some more wastelands in there. I don't know if that fucks up the mana completely, but maybe come down a Beseiju for another Trop or Underground Sea. And then you'd have, what, +2 wastelands, +1 Trop, I don't know. But still, top 8 finish with Oath of Druids. I'll see you soon.